Top of the morning, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunched Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Ben Davidson, Tyson Fury. Get this. Fury's ex-trainer Ben Davidson claims that Tyson Fury isn't in the mood to fight anymore. Ben Davidson believes Tyson Fury is no longer in the mood to fight anymore, but would come out of retirement to fight Anthony Joshua. Davidson, who has previously been in the corner with the former WBO middleweight champion Billy Joe Saunders, was in Newcastle with his charge, Pat McCormick. McCormick is an Olympic silver medalist from Tokyo, okay? And this is what he said about Tyson Fury. He said, I think people are overcomplicating the Fury situation. I think people think that he's trying to be clever when really he's just being honest. Okay. He says, I don't think he's overly interested in anyone but Anthony Joshua. If he wins, it's a fight I think he'll box again for. I know he'll still be training, but I think people are just looking into the situation too much. He says what he's saying is what it is, and people are just overwhelming it. He's not in the mood to fight anymore. There's nobody that sparks his interest. He loves training. He's happy to do an exhibition, but if AJ wins, he'll be happy to fight AJ. Let me counterpunch. Are we overcomplicating things? No, I don't think so. I think that Tyson Fury is. If Tyson Fury stuck to one thing, that would be that. We couldn't look, we couldn't dig, we couldn't pry, there's nothing else we could reach for if Tyson Fury would just give us one thing. But we all know that Tyson Fury is not known for that. So he's known for many faces. He's known for many different words that conflict each other. That's why we have people saying, is he retired? Is he not? Okay, his actions are the same as well. It's not just what he says, it's what he's doing. What is he doing or versus what is he not doing? He's not giving up that damn strap. And the question is why? If the belts don't matter, if the money doesn't matter, why does he still have the belt? Why is he still holding on to it? He should have dropped it as soon as he dropped Dillian White in the 6th round. He should have dropped that belt in the trash. That's my opinion. But just saying, well, he'll come out to fight Anthony Joshua. Okay, well, what's the importance with Anthony Joshua? What makes Anthony Joshua so unique? Because he's British? Why? The question is, you ask yourself, why is Tyson Fury so popular? What is his best wins? Klitschko, Wilder, White, bar none, in that order. Vladimir Klitschko, Deontay Wilder, Dillian White. So, Klitschko didn't have to be British for him to fight, Deontay Wilder didn't have to be British. Dillian White was British, but I mean, so what? He was beaten twice himself, but he fought him. So is Anthony Joshua involved? It's like, okay, well, if the significance is national or nation, would you want to beat the guy that beat the guy, especially if both of you guys beat a guy that was unbeatable from the same country that the unified champion's at? Don't make me say that again. Because what I'm saying is, if Vladimir beats Anthony Joshua twice, why is your interest not to fight not to fight Alexander Usyk? Okay, so if Usyk beats Joshua, then therefore you should want to fight Usyk, because if you believed it was that easy to beat Anthony Joshua, that means you should beat Alexander Usyk easy. Since you're training anyway for your mental health issues anyway, right? So your wellness of staying in shape and staying happy. And I think that's the next goal you should take. Like, look, I couldn't beat the guy that I would have came out of retirement for because he was beaten. Wouldn't it make more sense to fight the guy that beat him? And then he happens to be Ukrainian. And then I think this would be a perfect example of ending, because Vladimir Klitschko was the beginning. Okay, you got the beginning, the alpha, then the omega. Okay, the alpha was Vladimir Klitschko, the omega is Alexander Usyk. I think that's perfect. I think that's a perfect time chart. Because sometimes boxing doesn't go the way you think it's going to go. But for you just singling out Anthony Joshua, it makes me think you're doing the same thing you did to Deontay Wilder when you called him out when you came back to the sport of boxing. Counterpunch. See, you guys do know that Tyson Fury called out Deontay Wilder, right? But he called him out strategically because he didn't think Deontay Wilder was worth a shit. He thought he was a one-trick pony. He said he didn't fight anybody. The guys that was on his resume were blown up or football players and bums, okay, and taxi cab drivers. That's what he said about Deontay Wilder before he fought him to a draw and got dropped twice in that fight. Okay, so we have to call it what it is. So now you just want to fight Anthony Joshua. That sounds like a cherry pick, because if the only way you beat him is he wins and he redeems himself, I get it. But then if you already thought he was a blown up businessman bodybuilder, why would you fight him anyway? Because it makes me think that that's an easy fight for you. And it makes me also think that you only take easy fights. So if we were going to reach or pry or think about anything concerning Tyson Fury, and, we would call him a cherry pick if he doesn't fight Usyk. If he doesn't fight the winner out of these guys, and it's Usyk, a guy that's unbeaten just like him, right? The first thing people are going to say is, hey, you didn't fight Usyk. Why? Usyk's older than you. He's been in the heavyweight division a short amount of time, sure, a couple years. But he's fought 4 fights at heavyweight. Then you don't want to fight him, but that you would have fought Joshua when Joshua was already beaten. Joshua has already proven to be beaten. You want to fight him? Why don't you fight the guys that beat him? And see, in the day's time, people are so caught up in triangle theories, people would buy that nobly. Why? Because you could show everybody, I don't need to fight Anthony Joshua because Anthony Joshua has already been beaten. So what I did, I beat the guys that beat him. That is the perfect scenario to a successful career. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Ben Davidson saying that Tyson Fury's not interested only if Anthony Joshua beats Alexander Usyk. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.